Welcome to the One Fall WrestleCast.
One fall.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
You should.
Mixing it up today.
Yeah.
Boom. Did you just smack an acoustic
What's
guitar?
up, fellas?
I think Derek hit his microphone's boom arm with his drink.
I thought he was playing guitar for us.
I'm actually creating a new instrument. I'm gonna, I'm patting that. The boom arm.
The boom arm.
Yep.
Anyway,
Derek, did you lose a bet, pal?
No.
he looks stunning. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you lose.
I mean, like I was telling you guys earlier, I just gotta put some respect on this podcast.
He looks,
bring the good looks to it every once in a while. Can't look like, I just roll out of bed every day.
He looks like I want to hire him. He looks like I want to hire him for a job. Maybe a janitor, but,
I'll be all right with that.
One of those good janitors that wear the long sleeves.
It's custodian, dick.
Custodian, yeah. Custodian, no, even better. Custodial engineer.
Ooh, I can go with that. Yeah. The bank actually would probably loan you money if you're a custodial engineer.
They would. Oh. Little do they know, it's your job to clean the poop out of urinals.
Hey, those people are important in this world. But anyways, we need we need custodial people like that because I'm not taking shit out of a urinal. That's for sure.
No. That's why I was saying.
Yeah, America's hero.
Yeah,
because some little prick like Derek's gonna lay a steamer in the urinal and say,
"What? I don't even shit in public, bro. No.
Yeah, that's a likely story. You phantom pooper.
Phantom pooper.
I watched Derek leave an upper decker at a house party once.
I don't remember this. That probably makes sense, but I plead the fifth on any of this action. I know nothing. I know nothing.
So, gentlemen, how are we doing this week?
You know what? I'm in a really, really good mood.
It's been a good week.
I can't. You are, pal.
Tom's cloud nine in it.
Yeah, Tom is definitely cloud nine in it. I'm sure we'll get into that at some point.
I'm back. Yes.
So this week, lots of stuff going on, guys. Some interesting things inside the ring, outside of the ring, around the ring. In the office,
in the air around the ring.
Yeah, all kinds of crazy stuff going on. First things first, I saw this week.
An airborne disease, by the way.
Yeah, Derek. Come on, man.
Yeah. Hey,
have some respect.
I don't have a mask up here. I was going to put the mask on.
Anyways, before we get into that piece of it, I did see that Jeff Jarrett and Impact Wrestling settled their very long and drawn-out lawsuit today. So that's good news for all parties involved, huh?
Honestly, I forgot it still hadn't been resolved.
Yeah, well, the judge threw it out at the end of 2020 with the mistrial and said, you guys need to figure this out on your own because I'm not touching this.
Well, I mean, it's only been, 6 years or something, right?
Yeah.
It hasn't been – it's been the better part of a decade at least, right?
Well, what was the deal? Jared wanted money?
Yeah.
What's he want money for?
I mean, he's probably broke, pal.
Yeah.
Well, what was his claim? Like his the value that he brought to TNA for all those years of holding the title?
He owned TNA.
Yeah, he owned TNA for a while.
Yeah.
And then, there was a falling out.
For a while, he was the owner.
Global and what the hell's the other? What's
I don't know. It's Anthem now, I think.
Anthem, yeah. There was a falling out there and feelings were hurt and money was lost. And that's what this has been about for the better part of 6 years.
Butts were hurt.
Yeah.
Mostly Jeff Jarrett's butt.
Yeah.
His dad.
Yeah,
his dad a little bit too. Jerry Jarrett's still alive? Jerry, he's still alive, right? I think Jerry's still alive. Hold on.
You got a Jerry Jarrett impression. This is something I didn't realize in all the years.
Huh?
That's fine.
Are you talking about days. Me? Well, you know.
He's only 78. He's alive. He's only 78.
Oh, yeah. Only 78, taking up all the young man's air.
All of it.
Whatever. Anyway, so that's cool. Good. Now we don't have to worry about hearing about that nonsense ever again, hopefully.
I forgot about it, so it wasn't that big of a deal anymore.
So, gentlemen,
this
week, some craziness in the old United States of America, huh?
Oh boy!
Oh my gosh! Bunch of people just took it upon themselves to just storm the U.S. Capitol Building in Washington D.C. That was a wild afternoon there, wasn't it?
So let me because I cut a fun little promo about how we got to kick Donald Trump out of the WWE Hall of Fame. But let me
argument too, by the way, pal.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So on Wednesday, obviously, some light terrorism, light treason happened over in at our nation's capital, where a bunch of can I say fucking morons? Fucking morons.
Yeah, we do whatever we want.
So anyway, these morons decided that they were going to charge in to the Capitol building. I gotta take our country back. I don't know what their plan was once they got in there, because it seems like they just got in there and broke a bunch of stuff, smeared some poop on the walls, and left. Although one guy apparently tased himself in the balls so hard that he got a heart attack and died, allegedly. So on Wednesday, and to now, I still have not watched anything that happened Wednesday. I did watch Monday, and I did watch Friday, but I didn't watch Wednesday. I hear that I missed out on a lot on Wednesday because I didn't watch on Wednesday. I have not had 4 hours of time to make up watching Wednesday. But apparently I missed out on a good bit. But, the world might have been ending, so you can understand why I wouldn't have watched wrestling on Wednesday.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
But today, and this is also not wrestling related, but the funniest, and this is why I'm in such a good mood. If you watch #NoFlyList, so many of these people just getting dragged off of planes while they cry about, and they called me a terrorist, and I can't fly on a plane and go home. Oh, I love it. It's so delicious. Oh my God. It's like, oh my God, just insert that into my veins, because that to me, it just creates pure joy in my heart to just watch these people get what they had coming to them. I don't know what they thought they were going to do, but they made me not watch wrestling on Wednesday. So fuck them.
Yeah.
And they can't, now you got to walk wherever you go. So,
I'm sure that they're going to be
you should buy an eco car.
An eco car?
Yeah, like a Tesla, like a battery thing. Get you one of them.
They're not going to have any money. They're not going to have any money after they get out of prison 10 years from now. They're not going to be able to get a Tesla.
They'll be cheap by then, man. They'll be used.
So guys,
they can buy a used one. Yeah.
So guys, I bring up the craziness of what was Wednesday afternoon, because in last couple of days here, reports come out that Linda McMahon may have had a little bit of a indirect hand in funding this group that charged the old Capitol building there, something to the tune of $37 million.
Wonderful clickbait. By the way, Walt.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do sometimes, pal. You really do. I mean, we're addressing it. It's not like...
So I didn't actually get a chance to read that article that you sent. So can you give me a little background on it?
Yeah. So apparently, Linda McMahon is the chairperson for a nonprofit organization called American First Policies, and this
sounds like a Nazi organization to me.
And this nonprofit organization has been linked to dark money, which was donated to other
Nazi organizations,
other nonprofit organizations.
Nazi organizations.
You know, in the Republican Party, a couple of women's groups, more specifically, and like I said, to the tune of $37 million. Now, a lot of these donations happened in 2016, you know, but the relevancy of it today is that, you know, these are the same groups that have organized the storming of Capitol Hill and were involved in all of the craziness and nonsense and poop smearing that we have been
the trial by combat, as I've heard it be told.
What you're saying is we need to put Linda McMahon on a no-fly list.
I mean, you know, this is as like, I think this is as bad for business as business can be.
Drag her off a plane.
Because, you know, I mean, it's no secret that Linda McMahon and Vince McMahon and Donald Trump are they're friends, like they're homies.
Oh, they're people for sure.
You know, and a lot of the call to action this week, you know, especially from our very own Tom, has been to remove Donald Trump from the WWE Hall of Fame because of his actions in his last month as the president of the United States. Most credibly, the storming of Capitol Hill on Wednesday. A lot of legends have come out. Mick Foley, I know for sure. And I know I've seen a couple of other ones that have, you know.
A lot of them just retweeted Mick.
Yeah, so, you know, so there's a lot of movement on this front with this thing. People wanting Donald Trump removed from the WWE Hall of Fame. And I can't sit here and say that I disagree. You know, I'm not the most political guy in the entire world, and I don't really share my views with people because that's just not the type of person that I am. But this is bad. This whole thing is bad. The situation has gotten ugly. It's gotten out of control. And then I saw a thing today on Facebook that, you know, he's got access to Twitter through a group now. And he's posting that he's going to be the president indefinitely until all of this is sorted out. Like, this is some scary shit, man. Like, this is some next level, like, crazy shit that this guy's got going on right now.
Yeah,
talking about. And it's never going to happen. Like, our you know, the United States system's not going to let this kind of stuff happen. But just the mindset is crazy.
Yeah.
It's wild.
And that's the pro. Well, that's the pro. It's not even that it's going to happen. It's that it's going to get people hurt. It's already gotten people hurt. It's gotten, a police officer killed.
Yeah.
I mean, he you know, as much as I can joke about a guy tasing his own balls and having a heart attack and dying, you know, they beat a police officer to death with a fire extinguisher. And that's so. I mean, that's, you know, that's people, particularly like, you know, people who were front line responders. It puts them in a lot of danger. And this is just not the kind of thing, you know, these little Whiskey Rebellion insurrections are, I mean, they'll be put down, but like every little eruption of violence is like, puts people at risk, especially because it's going to happen in, you know, public spaces.
And listen, here's the thing, and this is, you know, everybody's gonna come at us this week, and what the hell's this got to do with wrestling? Well, I mean, it's got a little bit to do with it because, I mean, we're talking about the McMahons funding this organization, and like I said, it may have been an indirect thing, but you know, the paper trail's there, the money's there, and these are the kind of things that are being talked about right now. And I mean, for Jesus, you know, for God's sake, we've got Mantar leading the charge inside the Capitol building. I mean, you can't tell me that this isn't a wrestling storyline right now.
Apparently, according to Mantar's mother, he has not eaten since Friday because they do not serve organic food in prison.
Oh.
So
Mantar should have took some rations with him, sounds like.
Mantar eats what he kills, apparently.
Mantar. So Mantar takes over the Capitol building with WWE money. Well, it's not really WWE money; it's McMahon money, which is still WWE money. They're gonna be pissed when they hear about this one, guys.
I don't feel bad for Linda anymore with that angle with Vince McMahon and Trish Stratus when she was in the wheelchair. I felt real bad for her when that happened. I don't feel bad for her anymore.
Well, neither does
I'm kidding.
Mantar.
No. No, Mantar does not.
So, a little bit more craziness going on this week on the old COVID-19 front.
Oh, jeez.
The news was released today that one Drew McIntyre tested positive for.
He tested positive, and he's in quarantine.
Yeah.
Hopefully
the
his
that is the worst situation to be in.
Hopefully his COVID is more like your COVID, Walt, and not like my parents or like, you know, one of the 350,000 people that have died. My parents didn't die, but you know, they were sick as hell for like a couple weeks. So
and I just had a 14-day vacation in my basement.
Yeah, hopefully he's just not allowed to leave his basement. And that's what I hope for him. I'm actually kind of shocked that it took this long to get there, truth be told.
I am too, you know, and I had made that statement about my own situation, you know, surprised that it had taken this long for me to have come down with it. So, you know, when you're in close contact and close proximity with these people all the time, you know, and from all of the stuff that you see on the network, all the backstage stuff, they do a pretty good job of making sure that they've got the masks on and they're staying socially distanced and this and that, and they're doing all the right stuff. You know, it's just one of those things, but I guess apparently another WWE superstar on the SmackDown roster has also tested positive for COVID-19. However, that information has not been released of who that is specifically. But I'll be interested to see if that comes out over the next couple of days, since the old Scottish Warrior is the face of this.
Do we know, does Drew McIntyre have a traveling lady partner that could possibly be it? I don't know that
his wife is right there in Tampa
back home.
With him.
I see. Well, that's true, and they're not really traveling right now anyway, so I guess that'd be a moot point at this.
You know, and I mean, what are these TV tapings like? You know, are they trying to mishmash them all into one day and get a bunch of different stuff done? Like, what's the deal?
I don't know, because they're letting fans back in now a little bit.
Yeah, but they're behind the well, not in WWE. In
NXT.
NXT they are, yeah.
Yeah, and AEW. Yeah. And speaking of AEW, they're another one that has kind of had a little bit of a COVID thing this week. Thunder Rosa's kind of at the forefront of the AEW side of things, which you know, created a rumor that there possibly could have been some exposure at some holiday parties, because all four of the major organizations have been commingling on private time, and so this has the potential to affect not only WWE, AEW, but also Impact and Ring of Honor, as you know, everybody's in Florida right now. So, guys, what do you think about COVID? You know, in the wrestling world right now, do you think we're going to see some policy changes moving forward?
I mean, didn't we talked about this in episode 2 or 3? Speaking on whenever you start doing interpromotional matches and letting people outside of the bubble that you got going on there, that it just leaves you open to this type of situation. And you're looking now that it's going to potentially touch all four of the companies. Like you said, I mean, this could be a bad. This is why, you know, you got to wear your mask. You got to stick to to close to your groups. You can't be going out in groups. I mean, Tom, you haven't been to work in months. I know. You know, you don't go to restaurants. You don't do nothing. You know,
don't do anything. Well, I mean, I think, you know, I think for a long period of time there was a bubble, and I think that bubble probably broke around the holidays, and I think they probably broke it at Thanksgiving, and you know, thankfully nothing happened around Thanksgiving, but they probably broke it, and yeah, they're all in Florida. Like all four major promotions right now are in Florida. Everybody's there. So this is like the only time in history where everybody they've ever known in the wrestling business is all within, you know, at least a couple of hours of each other, if not minutes. So, you know, they took advantage of it, and you know, maybe there were some holiday parties, maybe there was some Thanksgiving parties. Somebody was patient zero.
Oh, yeah.
And clearly it seems to have peaked off. I wouldn't be shocked if we hear about you and you know, just a couple handfuls here and there. Just coming out and, oh man, could you imagine if like the whole New Day was sick, or like, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So it's it's an unfortunate situation, but it sounds like what happened is the bubble broke, and when the bubble breaks, this is what happens.
Yeah, for sure, and it's unfortunate that we are weeks away from a tent post pay-per-view event for WWE, and the champion is in limbo, and I think that moving forward, we're probably going to see some policy changes amongst all four promotions, to ensure that this kind of stuff doesn't happen, especially because you've had such high profile acts like Drew McIntyre, Thunder Rosa, that are kind of at the forefront of this whole thing. It's not like we're talking about a Drew Gulak or, an R-Truth. Like, this is the WWE champion. This is the face that runs the place. This is the guy that you've strapped the rocket to, and you're sending him to the moon. And now all of a sudden, he's got COVID 3 weeks out, 3 weeks out from Royal Rumble. It's wild, And what are they doing now? And I guess I saw a thing that he's going to speak tonight on Monday Night Raw.
He better be wearing a mask.
Well, I'm
assuming he's probably going to be via satellite.
Yeah, I assume he'll be doing the cell phone thing. He'll be doing the cell phone video thing. But I mean,
hell, he did an entire episode of Chronicle through cell phone video.
That's true,
boys. I think this is the perfect time that they can have a chemical warfare match as their gimmick. Him and Goldberg. First to get COVID. Well, we'll see who survives COVID. We lock them both in a room.
I'm done.
Yeah, this guy just said, let's have a chemical warfare match.
A COVID on the pole match? Would that be better?
So that sounds like some old school NWA Jim Crockett promotion type shit right there, Derek.
Oh shit, Derek, where you come up with this stuff?
I don't know, but
I'm a natural promoter. What can I say?
Man, that's funny. That's good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff there. Good stuff there, Jim Crockett.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you know what though? Your favorite. You know what's not going to happen? I'm real sorry. You're not going to get to see Goldberg versus Drew McIntyre now. I'm real sorry about that. I think
so.
I'm real sorry, pal.
Do you promise?
Oh, you weren't really excited for it?
Listen, here we go. All right.
You didn't want to watch an overgrown, crusty old gorilla?
God, man. Why does this happen? So
it's for you.
USA Network, right? Supposedly they want change to the product. Vince McMahon says, we're going to do a Legends Night. It's good shit, pal. And then at the end, we're going to bring out Goldberg. So
they hustled him out there, too.
Yeah,
they're running out of time. Get out there.
They fumbled the time. That Legends Night thing was a disaster, by the way.
It was terrible.
Look, 1,000,000% agree with Mustafa Ali on everything that he said on Raw Talk. Did you see that promo?
Bangers. I did, but those matches were bangers.
The show was good.
The matches were good.
Right, that's what I mean. The wrestling portion of the show was good.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But how bad did Randy Orton look though? Like running around picking on the legends like a middle school bully.
Oh, don't even get me started. That was okay. So they ended the week before for Randy Orton. Oh my God, he's gonna light Alexa Bliss on fire. Oh my God, and it built up. There was tension. It was great. And then they were like, "No, I'm not gonna do that." But you know what? Instead, it made me mad. Somebody go pick on these legends, and it was like, what? That's bull. Oh, you can't do that. So yeah, I think he should have lit Alexa Bliss on fire, and we shouldn't have had Legends Night, and we should have just had the same matches.
Yeah, we should have just skipped Legends Night completely.
The matches were awesome.
They were killer.
But here's the thing: you use Legends Night to camouflage your true thing here. So you get Keith Lee and Drew McIntyre that go out here, and they put on a match.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna tell you what, it wasn't 5 stars in the Tokyo Dome. I mean, hell, it might have not even been 3 stars in the Thunderdome, right? But it was a good, solid Monday Night Raw match. Okay, and I'm not hating on it. I'm trying to make a point.
I give it 4.
I'm trying to make a point here. So they have this really, really good match, right? And then the thing then all of a sudden the match is over and all the legends are up there and it's great and it's awesome. Oh, yeah, Drew McIntyre, he's our guy. And then it happens. Goldberg, who gives a shit? Are we serious? Why is it every single time? Now I get this dude is signed a contract through 2023 where he is required to wrestle 2 matches a year from now until 2023. And that's great. But why is it every time this guy comes around that he's got to just walk right out and put his nose right into a championship feud? It's ridiculous. It's uncalled for. And by all reports, everybody's saying that there's nobody on Monday Night Raw that's ready to challenge Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Whose fault's that? Oh, Vince McMahon. Because all we want to do is we don't want to make changes. We don't want to use our airtime wisely and push guys like Angel Garza, Aleister Black, wherever the fuck he's been. You know, and you got Ricochet. Right. You got Ricochet that's just sitting there in limbo. You got Mustafa Ali. Like, these are talented dudes. And they're scrapping and they're having a hard time getting TV time. And then they're relegated to shit like Raw Talk and Saturday morning's main event or whatever the shit that's called these days. It's ridiculous. And then you're going to bring out goddamn Goldberg and you don't have any respect. And apparently that was a botched promo. But yeah, the only person all night that didn't have any, anybody that didn't have any respect all goddamn night was Randy Orton because he looked fucking stupid. But the thing is, the problem is, then you read after the fact, they're like, oh, Goldberg, we told him to go out there and ad-lib, and he just went right from the script. Well, no shit, because he's a moron. Okay?
He doesn't ad-lib.
He's not a promo. He goes out, he goes, and he spears you, and he jackhammers you, pins you, takes your title, and he walks away. And then he loses it 3 months later, and he goes home. That's his shtick. That's his deal. And here we are wasting prime TV time to develop our roster on fucking Bill Goldberg.
Well, not only that, but that's the WWE made fun of Bill Goldberg for years. Dwayne Gilberg. That was the gimmick. That's what they were making fun of, is that he didn't cut a promo.
Listen, Gilberg was owed.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying.
Well, if you wanted to use it wisely, why wouldn't you just use Goldberg to then validate someone to be the next guy to go up against Drew? You know,
I do think that Drew's going to beat Goldberg when and if that happens. I think,
but I don't think that even should come to that. I've got to go with Walton. Like, he shouldn't have even get that match. Like, use him to elevate another talent. So then that way, you know, you've got another top guy up there. Because let's not just sit here and act like Goldberg isn't gonna, you know, it's a good rub for whoever gets him. It really is.
The problem is he's not there to give people the rub, bud. He's there to make his money. He's there to make his money. He's there to look like he did in 1997. That's all he's there for. He doesn't give a shit about the business. He doesn't give a shit about the young guys. He doesn't care what they have to worry about, their challenges, none of that shit. He don't care. He cares about the piece of paper with the zeros on it. That's what that guy cares about.
Maybe now that Drew's got COVID, maybe they'll let him go with Matt Riddle.
Oh,
hey, that would, hey, you know what? And that would be okay because they have some serious backstage heat, and like that'd be real nice.
I'd like to watch Goldberg no sell Riddle. And then Riddle actually like throw a potato.
Yeah.
I would like to see that.
Yeah. 100%.
I would like to see Riddle get speared out of his Crocs.
Yeah, right.
Or flippy floppies, whatever he's got. Yeah.
He wears slides, bud.
Slides. They're not slides. Slides have the top, and that's a horrible name for them. They're all flip flops to me, but the slides do this. The flip flops are the thong for your toe.
For your titties. Yeah.
You got all that?
Yeah, I got all that.
You got your sandal game on. Hey, I don't wear. I wear the slip-on Vans. Okay?
That's a classic shoe right there.
It is. You know why? Because they don't. If you don't have ties on them, they don't come untied.
Classic shoe, pal.
Yeah, for sure.
But you know what where the mistake is with Bill Goldberg? They need to trot him out there. Now I understand, like I said, that he's got this whole 2 matches a year thing, but they need to trot him out there in a special attraction type match.
They tried that though with the Undertaker.
Well, yeah,
and they
but
almost killed each
Goldberg
other.
also rang his bell on the post 32 seconds into the match when he
Well,
tried to spear Undertaker in the corner. And yes, it was a train wreck.
it was real
But
bad.
what if? What if he wouldn't have rung his bell on the
It
post?
probably still would have been pretty bad.
He just wouldn't have as easy of an out of an excuse to say why it was that bad.
Probably still would have been pretty bad.
Still bad.
But regardless, we continue to put him out there, and he continues to win championships, and he continues to lose championships, and then goes home.
Yep.
It's absurd.
I swear he beat up Dolph Ziggler at some point, did he not?
Yeah, SummerSlam 2019.
Okay.
Derek and I were actually at the Go Home Raw for that in Pittsburgh
Mm-hmm.
when he came out to confront Dolph Ziggler, and it was cool. It was a cool moment because Goldberg was there.
It was awesome.
I'm not gonna lie, like it was a cool moment that he was there because it's not advertised and it was a genuine surprise. But like I said, it was a cool moment. But I give two shits that he came out there on Sunday and beat the shit out of Dolph Ziggler at SummerSlam. Poor Dolph, because Dolph Ziggler deserved better.
Well, so I mean, I'm just saying that's the kind of guy. If you want to put him in a special attraction match, you put him in a guy who can oversell like Ziggler can, and just let him just let him wreck Dolph Ziggler. Because look, Dolph Ziggler's ruined anyway. And Dolph Ziggler doesn't care anymore either. Like he goes away for a little while, does his comedy thing, comes back when it's like, hey, you want to be the tag team champ for a while? He's like, yes, I do. And
he knows what his role is, and he's good at it, and he's good with it. You know, if you are accepting of it, it's much easier.
You know, and I think that the fact that Goldberg walks out and says, I want a title match is the most ridiculous thing. I think it's even more ridiculous than Adam Pearce winning a gauntlet match. And he's now going to challenge Roman Reigns on
I thought that was great. That match was awesome. I forgot Adam Pearce could go, truth be told. I remember when he was in Ring of Honor, and I think he was in Impact for a little while.
He was in NWA. He's like a 5-time NWA champion.
Yeah, he was. But that was like a long time ago. NWA. That was pre Nick Aldis NWA.
Yeah, but it was that angle was fun though. The whole I'm not doing this KO. Come on, and then it flip flops, and it was Adam Pearce that set the match up, and Roman's like, oh, okay, we'll get him on that one, and then the whole setup come Friday night, put him in a gauntlet match, and that was good stuff.
I liked it.
To me, it's less ridiculous than Bill Goldberg.
I didn't think it was ridiculous at all. I thought the angle was perfect. I thought it was
I liked the angle.
I thought the angle was great. I mean, it was, and I thought the match beforehand I guess it was a gauntlet. I thought that was fantastic. That was the best Shinsuke Nakamura has looked in WWE. That match.
Yeah,
certainly.
That was the best he has looked in WWE. And it was.
I feel so bad for him. I feel like he's been so wasted moving to WWE.
I don't feel bad for him now.
This is his vacation. He doesn't have to strong style take hard head kicks every night. He doesn't have to fall on his head. He comes out there, gives a few Kinshasas, maybe eats a pin here and there, whatever, goes and surfs, enjoys his life. He's loving life right now, and he's getting to do.
He's probably, based on that performance on Friday in the gauntlet match, he's probably getting ready to get himself a pretty sizable push here. So I don't.
Well, he was just the Intercontinental Champion too. I mean, it's not like he hasn't been in a title picture. He's been in a title picture the entire time he's been in WWE.
Yeah, and he had that feud with AJ Styles over the WWE Championship too. Which
it was fine looking back. I think it was a little overhyped. I think people were too. I mean, there were 3 matches, and I think people were expecting so much out of them, but it was these guys aren't 28 anymore. These guys are both pushing 40. It's not going to be the same kind of thing. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I still like the Kinshasa.
Oh, for sure.
Whenever somebody gets the Kinshasa, and Corey Graves is like, Kinshasa. I'm like, yes, it is.
Yeah, and now he's like he's hitting it out of nowhere. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it's real good. He was cracking on it on Friday. I enjoyed that a lot.
So I am guilty. I did not watch AEW this week. Derek, anything good happen on AEW, pal?
Boys, you guys missed a banger. It was awesome. Every match.
I had read that it was a good show.
I heard it was good.
Yeah.
I heard.
Honestly, wrestling just in general, some weeks It's just a total stink fest. Dude, some of these weeks, like this week, I just felt like everything was good stuff. You know, other than the Legends aspect of it. The matches, though, match wise, it was a great week for wrestling. AEW easily had the match of the week, at least for me. And we'll get to that later, of course. But
I mean, I
it was
saw
awesome.
I saw snippets of Ray Phoenix and Kenny. That looked pretty good. I mean, I'm not the biggest Kenny Omega fan. I do like Ray Phoenix.
You don't say.
But yeah. But
yeah, that match was really legit, and they had Jack Swagger and Jake Hager.
Jake,
and
I heard that was a good big man match. I heard.
Yeah,
I heard
it was real good big man match, man. I mean, they threw some shots. It was awesome. That's good stuff.
Those two matches particularly sound like matches I want to go back and watch, and I will at some point. I have no idea what happened on NXT though, so.
I fell asleep watching NXT this week, but like the first half of like what I saw was real good. I'm definitely gonna go back and rewatch it. I've had a really long week, guys. You know, I'm not into the wrestling space this week. That's for sure. I mean, but I did make sure that I watched Raw and SmackDown, knowing that that's probably where we're gonna find our meat and potatoes. But Tom, interesting thing that I saw this week, Kenny Omega said that the one-winged angel is unbeatable.
It's still a stupid move.
They sold it as no one has kicked out of it. Is how they sold it this past Wednesday.
I don't care that nobody's kicked out of it. That's why wrestling that pulls me out of wrestling, because putting people up in the electric chair is stupid. It's just.
But then he takes one arm out. That just makes it that much worse. It combos it by 10 instantly.
Listen, I saw that article, and I said, "Oh, I can't wait to tell Tom. I can't wait."
No, I'm not gonna. Okay.
I got it.
Problem with one-winged angel. Okay, you can't put a grown man will not get on your shoulders willingly. I could barely get a child to do it. Like a 45-pound 5-year-old, and I'm a 230-pound man. I can't get a 40-pound 5-year-old to do it like willingly and like stay up there, and like you can't get a grown man. Like that's ridiculous. First of all, so number one, that. Number two, like what's with the and then you're gonna bend over so he can reach up and grab your stupid head. Like, oh, let me just get into position so you like let me help you spike my head. Because
let me help me not get hurt.
Yeah, let me help you spike my head. Like it's so ridiculous. It's just like everybody else, like it's as ridiculous. Okay, it's as ridiculous as the people's elbow, but the people's elbow is supposed to be ridiculous. Like that was The Rock like trying to pop the boys in the back, and for some reason, and then JR sold it. Driven it right into the heart, but it was still like it was ridiculous, right? But it's ridiculous. But if he didn't come out and sell it like when he sold it, it was ridiculous. Like he was like, I'll give the people. It wasn't like, oh my god, you can't kick out of my amazing one-winged angel thing where I'm gonna electric chair, grab your head, spike it, and you're gonna help me. God, it sucks. It sucks so much. It makes me so upset. It's just so damn it, Walt.
That's how you reel in the big fish, pal.
Yeah.
Hey, but seriously, and then we'll get into match of the week. So I've been thinking about this, right?
Uh-oh.
So AEW and Impact have their little crossover thing going on. And it looks like it really might start leaning towards what I projected that it's going to be, because I guess Lance Archer's getting ready to go over to Impact. And now you've got the Bullet Club, kind of coming back together. And I guess Kenta's in Orlando, landed in Orlando today. And it's this big thing because they don't know if he's going to Impact, AEW, or NXT because he's in Orlando. It's wild. But that's neither here nor there. I know that like I'm overly critical about AEW and the things that they do and they don't do and their in-ring work and stuff like that. But some of the stuff that they're doing behind the scenes, and as far as like the just recently, with the Mr. Brody Lee tribute, Tony Khan bought the song, the old 55 song. He bought the rights to that song for its lifetime,
Mm-hmm.
so that that video doesn't go away. Well, he just did something similar for Jungle Boy, because I guess Jungle Boy on the Independence came out to a song called Tarzan Boy or whatever that was, and he just bought the rights to the song for Jungle Boy to use forever. So they're changing the game in that aspect where they really are kind of taking care of the boys and they're doing some things, and I know that drives Tom crazy. But Cody Rhodes has even come out and said that he feels like they need to reel in a little bit because the talent has too much freedom. He said that things are
Oh,
starting to run together. Like you've got this angle going on over here, and then you've got another angle going on over here, but they're the same thing just with different people. And so he's talking about maybe reeling in some of that freedom so that they don't become redundant in their storylines.
Well, and they have a run in every match too.
Yeah,
So that's, I mean, that used to happen a lot in like Attitude Era for a minute, and then they like kind of reeled that in. That's when when WCW was winning, there was a lot of run-ins in WWF. But I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, I agree. It's all it all gets a little too samey sometimes. And the thing about Tony Khan just outright buying music and stuff, he can do that. But that to me just kind of lends to the like, well, he's a money mark kind of sense to it. And it's like, look, for the Brody Lee thing, I get it. That makes sense. That's good. But now it's like, oh, Jungle Boy, you can have one. Next it'll be, here you go, MJF. Here you go, Luchasaurus. Here you go. And then it just becomes a little bit too, like, where does it stop? Well, why Jungle Boy?
Well, I mean, by all accounts, I guess Jungle Boy is going to get the push.
Oh, is he? I feel like we've been saying that saying that since like 6 months into AEW, and it's never. I
really feel like if they would get rid of, I'm sure he's a nice guy, but Marco Stunt brings that tag group down big time. I'm not here to see Marco Stunt. I'm here to see Luchasaurus. I don't know why every time they have a tag match, Marco Stunt has to swap out with Luchasaurus.
I just think they should let Marco Stunt and Brody Lee's son just do stuff, and they can.
Yeah, that there you go.
That's fine. But yeah, I think he needs to get out. I agree. If you want Jurassic Express to be a serious contender for tag titles or for titles in general, you got to get rid of the midget stunt man that comes with him.
What's the matter? You guys don't like Pee-wee sized people?
No. It has nothing to do with that. Like, it's just.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I don't like Pee-wee sized people.
Pee-wee sized people. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's interesting to see some of the stuff that's going on behind the scenes with AEW and how they're kind of running their business a little bit. I don't know. I'm coming around.
It seems nice.
I'm coming
They're
around.
Nice.
I'm coming around. But we'll see. Maybe this is what the evolution of the business is supposed to be, and we're just so jaded in our WWE colored glasses that we don't know. But
it's time to expect more.
For me, the in-ring's got to get better, or I'm not going to be sold.
The women's do. I feel like the men's has gotten a lot better in the last 6 months. I feel like the women's has not, and that. Hey, your favorite. Sheeta had a match this week where she had a sloppy stoop fest with Abaddon. That went. Most of the match was in a picture of in the commercial break, and then it ended with like a running knee, and it was just overall not a good match. You've ruined Sheeta for me, by the way, Walt, because there was a point in time where she was the best performer on their list. Not that was saying much, because it wasn't like they had like a star-studded cast, but she was the standout. And now that like they've got some other, not terrible wrestlers, now she looks bad.
But I'm gonna tell you what though, for the AEW women's division, like I've been kind of paying attention a little bit because we've been so critical of it. I've been like,
sorry for you.
A little bit of, got a little bit of downtime. I'm gonna watch a little bit of AEW Dark here on the old YouTube, and that's where they're really putting their women, getting their women's division in order. And like Tom, you had compared a women's tag team match to somebody pushing around two drunk women at the club. Um,
That's what that match was.
And there's a lot of that, but
there's a lot of that.
There's also a lot of solid work that I'm seeing getting put in by some of these women, and we're starting to kind of build this division a little bit. It's gonna this part of their roster is definitely going to be a marathon. There's no sprint involved here.
No.
Well, they've got some, I believe, overseas still on COVID leave too. So there is that. There's reinforcements coming.
I'm gonna tell you what. If you're talking about Riho, Derek, you just need to take that.
No,
you just need to ball that up and throw that in the trash, because I'll be honest with you, she can stay in Japan. She can stay with whatever's over there that they have their women thing and all that. Stay over. Don't bring that shit back over here, okay? Because it's terrible. She's terrible. She's not believable. Everybody loves Riho. I don't understand why. My 19-month-old son is bigger than Riho.
I'd buy that.
And I don't think he's going to be beating up on anybody anytime soon. I mean, he does beat up his sister a little bit, but
he can probably choke slam Riho.
Let's have a Rio Marco stunt match. Loser leaves AEW.
I mean, how about can we get
it's a win-win.
Can we get a double count
out? Yeah, there you go.
They've just beat each other to bloody pulps, and it's like Orange Cassidy comes in and Orange punches both of them. Was Orange Cassidy on this week?
He was. He was part of a promo with
but he didn't wrestle. But he didn't wrestle.
Old Trent is going to be out like 6 months, man. I guess he tore his pec or something.
That's what happens when you're shredded like Jesus.
It is what it is.
Should just be fat and dumpy, and you never tear a pec. Hey, I've never torn my pec.
Imagine the pop on that hug whenever he finally does come back, though. That's going to be epic.
I mean, it probably will. Because that hug is over. That hug is over.
Yeah. It's over, all right.
You got to give the people what they want. And with that being said, we're going to give the people what they want. Gentlemen, let's talk match of the week. Tom.
Okay, I go first. All right. So
you get so excited when I say match of the week, because you're like, "Ooh, who's he going to pick first?"
It was me. All right. So I have to renege my match of the week from last week, because I said that my favorite thing that happened was Randy Orton gonna light Alexa Bliss on fire. I was like, oh man, that was so good. What good storytelling. And then they totally fell on its face this week. It was like the worst part of Raw this week. So that gets tossed out. Now the match of the week was that gauntlet match at the end of SmackDown. It was wonderful. I mean, just wonderful. Agreed. It was everything I wanted the end of SmackDown to be, and then to get Roman Reigns and Jey Uso involved in the end, and bring all of the other top tier talent on SmackDown was involved in it. It reminded me of the one SmackDown ending, because I've seen people sharing the clip this week, because it was a very similar type of deal where you had Jericho was out there, and then the Undertaker came out, choke slammed, and then somebody took out the Undertaker. Or no, Shane McMahon came out with a steel chair, took out the Undertaker, and then Big Show came out, punched through Shane McMahon, and took him out with the chair. And then like The Rock came out and rock bottom. It was just like a whole big thing of like everybody, and then Stone Cold stunned him at the end, and that was like the end was just Stone Cold standing tall and Vince McMahon and Stone Cold smiling at each other so it was, to me, very reminiscent of that, sort of, whereas like just all the main top talent was involved, but like even more than that, because it wasn't just guys getting their stuff in. It was like I said earlier, Shinsuke Nakamura, that was the best piece of work he's done in WWE. Daniel Bryan is always brilliant, but he was brilliant in that. Adam Pearce,
he did. He looked real good. Daniel Bryan looked real good. And I'll let you get back to your thing here, but Daniel Bryan has been kind of topic of a little bit of controversy this week that he may have created for himself, kind of putting out in there some deep thinking that maybe he's putting himself first because he's now a big part of the creative team, and he doesn't want to feel that he's doing that, but he feels like he's doing that. So that'll be interesting to kind of see moving forward here.
Well, SmackDown doesn't suck, so if he's part of the creative team, they should keep him in that chair because it doesn't suck. And a lot of what he's doing, I don't know if it's him or whomever is putting the SmackDown stuff together, especially the angles around Roman Reigns, that needs to maintain. And then I forgot Adam Pearce could go because he's been an authority figure for a while.
I didn't get much, pal. He got his teeth knocked down his throat and then thrown over top of.
I forgot Adam Pearce was a legitimate wrestler, so it was a little bit shocking to see. But yeah, I thought it was a great match. I thought the end angle was good. It was like one of those things where it was like I kind of knew. I was like, what are they gonna do? But it was like it kind of reminded me of that like Attitude Era type stuff, where it's like I knew something was gonna happen, but I didn't know what was gonna happen. And then when it happened, I was like, oh man, I like that a lot. And then it ended, and I was like, cool. Everybody involved looked great. Great match. And the angle was great. So, match of the week.
Hey, 100%. Derek, what about you, pal?
Well, fellas, like I said before, this was all-around perfect week for wrestling for me. So, honestly, I mean, I will obviously pick a match of the week, but I've just got to say that the AEW show Dynamite in the middle of the week on Wednesday night at 8 on TNT was awesome. It was easily the TV show of the week, the wrestling show of the week. This thing had everything. It was a hot start with a Young Bucks match doing some flippy floppies. There was Abaddon come out, totally very much sold her character. That woman is committed. She is committed to being a zombie thingamabob. I mean, she ain't playing. Whatever the
she's all
fuck
into
she is.
All into scary as hell.
And we had the Snoop Dogg cameo, which is, whatever. But I'll be honest with you, the Cody Rhodes Matt Sydal match was not bad at all. It had its moments where it was like, oh, that was a screw up. That was a screw up. A couple of those in there, which then brings us to the match of the week.
I forgot that Snoop Dogg gave the worst.
Yeah, it was an interesting. It was
frog
supposed
splash.
to be, a frog splash, but it was more he jumped and then kind of humped him.
He sort of fell.
Yeah, he wanted to get a pin in there, and it was just odd.
I mean, guys, he's 55 years old. What do you expect?
He's very tall and oddly, an odd height for this body shape for this whole thing. He's all legs.
Hey, he's related to Sasha Banks. Sasha,
the number one in Sports Illustrated wrestler.
We got to work on that, fam.
Yeah,
Derek, how'd that make you feel this week, pal?
Hey, man,
Banks being the number one wrestler in Sports Illustrated in 2020.
Sports Illustrated deals with sports, not sports entertainment. See, that's where they're messing up there.
Still real to me, damn it.
I trust their opinion zero. It is zero value to me. But anyway, Rey Fenix, Kenny Omega, instant classic. This is going to end up being the match of the month, and we're not even halfway through it yet. It was fantastic. I mean, there was not one. I mean, from my point of view, screw up one bit. Everything was solid. There was some huge, top rope, crazy ass. Good stuff.
So here's what's going to happen,
there was
Derek.
Tope Suicidas everywhere.
I just want to let you know. Here's what's going to happen.
So much Tope.
Okay, so we're going to close this show out, and I'm going to immediately go to YouTube, and I'm going to immediately watch this match. And if I have even a second where I look at it and I disagree with you, it's going all over YouTube. I'm going to rip you to shreds on YouTube.
I will gladly welcome it.
The full-on heel turn is coming, If I go out of my way to watch this match and it's absolute dumpster fire,
It
you
is
are going to
not.
feel real bad for yourself.
How could it be more of a heel turn if you're right? It's not a turn as much as it is like a
Just me being a better character.
Yeah, you're
okay.
just gonna be more bold about your heelness.
Yeah, maybe.
You're
I don't
digging
know.
the
We'll
trench
see.
deeper.
We'll see. Maybe you're
You're
right.
gonna love it. You're gonna
I
love
don't
it.
know.
I have no worries
I'm
about
gonna
this.
love it.
I'm gonna love it.
That's bold statement, pal.
Oh,
That's a bold statement.
it's good stuff. There is 2 V triggers and a 1 winged angel though, so I apologize in advance.
How many topes?
Uh,
Many topes?
you
Many?
know what? One day I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna do a count through the whole AEW episode and just report back to you guys that week and be like, all right, so there were 16 topes that were called by Excalibur this week.
Tope suicida.
16 sounds low.
16 does sound low.
Also, there was the
16
obligatory
sounds low.
"It's Sting," as you know, we've gotten that so many times here lately.
Yeah, well, big ups to Tony Schiavone, not friend of the show.
Nope, he never did call me after I bought his T-shirt. It's bullshit.
Is his face on it?
I'm gonna go to one of them shops in the middle of the mall and get him to make me one with his face on it. That's what I'm gonna do.
Airbrush Tony Schiavone.
Yeah. I want an
Get one with
airbrush
his-
Tony Schiavone.
Get one with his picture on it, and then just put friend of the show.
Walt, what was your favorite match?
Let's get to that. And why is it
favorite-
not Kenny versus Ray Phoenix?
Because Walt
because-
doesn't watch wrestling.
I didn't watch wrestling this week.
That's it. You did not watch wrestling because it was on Wednesday at 8 on TNT.
I was getting ready for a big time corporate visit on Thursday, so Wednesday was kind of, and then Thursday was kind of.
I was watching the world burn down. So.
Yeah, and Tom was watching the world burn. So
Yeah. I mean, there was that as well.
Yeah.
That was a thing.
But my match of the week, my honorable mention was the Gauntlet match. More specifically, Shinsuke and Daniel Bryan. That portion, I thought that was a nice little thing there. Both guys looked real good. It was a solid little get together there. But my match of the week
Kinshasa
was the Street Profits versus the Glorious One and Mr. Jeffrey Penis, Dolph Ziggler, for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team titles. It was a damn good match, guys.
It was.
I
agree.
I really like Dolph and Rude together.
I do too.
I think that they have great chemistry as a team. They kind of, play their little 80s thing, and they had their little pink matching tights this week, and now I guess they named the team the Dirty Dogs.
I like that too. I might buy that shirt.
I might buy that shirt.
I might buy that shirt.
But and the Street Profits are the Street Profits, man. They get in there and they put on a show. The match was solid from start to finish. I didn't see too many shenanigans or anything like that. It was just a good wrestling match, and I really enjoyed it. And that's my match of the week, and that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
I agree. That was a banger. That gauntlet match not on match of the week.
100%.
Yeah, had that gauntlet match. Yeah,
and like I said, I enjoyed the gauntlet match tremendously. But I had a feeling that was going to be somebody's go-to, and I actually am not surprised that Derek's match of the week was off of Dynamite because I didn't watch it, but I had heard that it was awesome. So I am not surprised that Derek finally picked a match of the week from AEW Dynamite. But however,
Took him long enough.
Dolphin Rude and Street Profits, that's it. That's the match of the week. So
it was a good one.
Hey guys, do you know what today's date is?
11/11/21.
Well, it's
1/11/21, right.
So on this date in 1993, Monday Night Raw made its debut.
Oh,
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
1993. Where were we in 1993?
Probably playing soccer.
Hmm?
We were 6. We were 6. We hadn't yet because it was January.
Yeah.
We hadn't yet
We
turned 7.
we were probably snowed in because that was the big blizzard that year.
There was, yeah. I got stuck in the snow.
I built an igloo.
My dad, used shovel. Yeah, I did too, and then I fell and I got stuck. My dad had to pull me out by my feet.
Such simpler times.
I was, right?
I want to really take a second here, guys, and I know that I'm kind of going off script here, but yesterday, Sunday, January 10th, marked 17 years since I was in a horrific car accident in which one of my best friends in the entire world was killed. And I just really wanted to take a second and then just kind of acknowledge that, that man has meant so much to me in my lifetime. And I'm very fortunate to have had him as a part of my life. And, I just want to say, hey, man, we miss you. We love you. So, with all of that, guys, I think we can go ahead and put a bow on this and take it home. As always, make sure that you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at @1_FallWC. That is ONE. Check us out on YouTube. If you're watching this, obviously you know that YouTube exists, but we're adding more content now. We're getting a little frisky here. So be paying attention to that. Make sure that you go and check out Tom's rant on why Donald Trump deserves to be removed from the WWE Hall of Fame. Check out Derek talking about Mustafa Ali. And most recently, those are the two things we got going on. I don't think I've done anything in a couple of weeks. Maybe we'll fix that. We'll see what happens. I'm going to go watch this match. I bet you I cut a promo on Derek.
You got to get you something to feel some sort of way about.
And that's the thing. A lot of my stuff is an emotional response to things that people are saying or have happened. And I don't have that sometimes. So we'll see what happens there. With all that being said, thank you so much for hanging out and listening and watching. We really appreciate it. Big things coming 2021. Make sure you check out our merchandise. The link will be in the episode description. And it's all love. Thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you next time. One Fall WrestleCast.